All right, I'm going to get the YouTube going. This is a conveniently timed break. It should be live right now. I'll actually call the game here. I'll get that going. Here's an easy drive by DiVincenzo. Wow.
And after two really stagnant Knicks possessions, that is a real lifeline for them. And we'll see if the campaign-led Sixers can generate a good shot here.
Maxey with Robinson getting out on the floor. I mean, so that, there again is where Maxey's just not a good enough passer. Like Embiid was open on the roll. This time they rotate to him. Embiid had Harris wide open in the corner, takes that jumper instead, and he missed it. He did at least make a quick decision, though. DiVincenzo. Now it's Hart. They want to get Anunoby here. They are getting Brunson a rest at the moment. So anything they can get really helps. DiVincenzo off the heel. But that little baseline out of bounds they got without Brunson on the floor was pretty useful. Oh, sick crossover by Maxey. Yeah.
And to me, this would be a good time to try the Achua Anunoby lineup, especially with no Brunson. You could actually go hyper switchable here.
You could, but I think they really like the way Robinson is defending Embiid, which has been pretty good one-on-one. Here's DiVincenzo into Embiid's body, closed out by Maxey. He goes down. McBride pulls it from the foul line.
And as you said, any points in this stretch without Brunson on the floor are important for the Knicks. And it seems like now the Sixers are running some clock, which is a decision.
Here's Maxey. Now Embiid. Back to Embiid again. He's going to try to drive on Robinson. He's had no ability to do that. He elbows him in the face just like on the offensive foul in the beginning. Robinson now is behind, but Embiid well short on that three. Philly clinging to a 3-point lead. Hart going to accelerate. Embiid's lurking. Not enough. Josh Hart with a chance to tie it here at the line.
And with that weak reach by Tyrese Maxey, who's pretty much already beaten, not only there did you create the possibility of a 3-point play, but also you ensured at least the possibility of two. Embiid could have just blocked that shot.
Here's the YouTube stream, guys.
So Josh Hart going to the line. I do not believe that he has sat in the game. I think Anunoby sat extremely briefly in the first half, like for like a minute and a half or something like that.
Missed free throw by Hart. He missed a couple critical ones at the end of game 4. It didn't come back to bite him. B going to screen for nobody. Instead, it's Payne going to run some offense here. He'll interact with Oubre. Harris is on the bench. Embiid looking to hand back. McBride on the denial. Embiid almost throws it away. He does throw it away.
And I brought up some of Embiid's bad passing during game 4. It seems like that's rearing its head again late in game 5.
Yeah, and particularly when you get tired, the decision making is one of the first things to go. So it's Batum with the matchup on Brunson, who has returned. Oubre is on McBride off the ball. Oubre, not a great help defender. Let's see if he is able to help off McBride. Brunson, Batum does well to stay down, knocks him off his path. Hard on the drive into Embiid. Embiid blocks it. Blocks Robinson too. Shot clock violation. Embiid standing tall there, and he is exhausted.
Josh Hart missed a pass to Brunson there. Campaign didn't track back on him, and there was a 3 that could have been on the table.
Yeah, late clock. I think he felt like he had to shoot it. McBride continuing to pressure Maxey. I probably would close with him over DiVincenzo if I'm Thibodeau for that reason. Oh, Maxey rejects it again. Goes in. Can't finish. He's had a couple of aggressive finishes that haven't worked for him against Anunoby. And then great hustle back by Oubre. And now they're going to throw it away. No, Maxey on the save. Who has it? Embiid does not. The Knicks have it, and there's no way Embiid and Maxey are getting back in their current condition. Here goes Anunoby. Easy layup.
Yeah, and so the overpass there led to 2 Knicks points in kind of an unusual method.
Yeah, that was one of Embiid's few remaining efforts. It didn't result in the ball. Embiid with Brunson shading over. Here's the double team. Embiid's going to hold on to it. Another terrible pass. He's so tired right now. McBride going in, easy layup, and Nurse will take. So this is it. Excuse me, no, this is his automatic for this. So he'll have one left.
And I criticized Nick Nurse after game 4 for this exact same thing. There are points where a player is so tired that they aren't helping your purposes.
He's not helping them. Yeah.
And so it's okay to sit them. That is the better outcome here. Paul Reed has had some rough moments in this series, but Paul Reed is better. Paul Reed plus better Joel Embiid is better than tired Joel Embiid.
Yeah, I think so. I thought when he took him out at the end of the first, a little earlier than he has been, that he was going to maybe like just try to find him like little minute bursts here and there. And they didn't go that route. Like there's something written in the NBA Constitution that you can't just like get a guy a blow for like 1 minute, like multiple times a game.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely would have been a better scenario than the one that happened.
Yeah, I mean, Embiid, what is this, like 7 or 8 turnovers now for him? 8.
8
turnovers for Joel.
Yeah, he's getting close to a quadruple double, including turnovers.
So here's another thing that's been huge. Philly not able to score at the rim, 9 of 19 at the rim, and then 3 of 8 from floater range.
Whereas the Knicks, 12 of 15 in the restricted area, but only 4 of 12 from the upper paint. Yeah, in the first 3 quarters, the Knicks had, as the NBA defines it, 10 fast break points, and the Sixers only had 4. And as I brought up when we started this broadcast, only having 4 fast break points when your opponent doesn't score basically for the first 6 minutes of the game is terrible. Orlando, Cleveland still at the half. Reminder that we will head that direction for the competitive portion of that game after we finish here. But this game will be our priority until it closes. I mean, maybe we'd flash over for a minute, but I'm gonna keep pretty firm on this one. Because who knows? Maybe we'll need to do all of Cavs. We'll need to do all of Cavs Magic game 6 or 7. All 10 points of it. Yeah, as KS7 noted. That's interesting. Just a second. I'm going to verify this.
So
Nate,
he's
Embiid
out,
is not on the floor. It is Batum. So they're playing centerless with Harris, Oubre, Batum, Lowry, Maxey.
So here's a drive by Maxey. Sorry, I was distracted by my other tab also playing the game. Maxey blowing by Anunoby, and he's going to get a foul call. This is big here if they're going to rest Embiid even for a second. I mean, psychologically even he needs it.
2 team fouls on the Sixers. This is the first team foul on the Knicks.
Yeah, Maxey has been fantastic tonight. He's had a few issues with his passing, and one right there with his free throw shooting, but all 3 games in MSG, he's been spectacular.
29 points, 12 of 22 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3, 6 assists, and 0 turnovers.
So this is interesting. They are going with Achua now, or are they? Are they going with? Because this is no Reed here for Philly, so they're actually downsizing with Anunoby at center. I don't really like that too much.
Yeah, I mean, you
Lowry
could
is in with the 5 fouls. They're going to switch
Achua,
everything. Yeah.
Achua with dealing with Maxey, I think would be better than this.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have a ton of rim protection here. Here's Anunoby going to try one-on-one against Harris. Backs off of Harris. I thought he was just way too much cushion right there. Again, maybe concerned that he doesn't have Embiid behind him. When he's not playing with Embiid, he'll back off these guys a ton. Maxey wants Hart. 3 Sixers standing over on the side with no spacing whatsoever.
And no player movement either.
Oh, Harris is going to have to try Anunoby. This is not going to go well. Oh, you got to be kidding me.
That gets him another $10 million on his next contract.
Boy, did Philly need that one. They had nothing. They had Harris, who struggled defensively. Now he's going to pick up Brunson. Brunson on the crossover. Foul. Count it. So beautiful process here by the Knicks and Tom Thibodeau. They identify the one guy they want to go at. Harris reaching in. He didn't back off far enough even that time, and perhaps they should have gone for the double team on Brunson.
Especially,
yeah. It is remarkable. Joel's going to come back in here. It is remarkable how much their defense just starts to get barbecued when Embiid is out. I mean, they also can't score, but that's why they went to that 5-out group.
And notably, it was Embiid coming in and Lowry being the one who comes out. Now, Lowry does have 5 fouls, but Tobias Harris has 17 points, but he should not be the one on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, but, I think that shot he hit over Anunoby was totally replicable. Good front by Robinson on Embiid. He got the rest when Embiid went out. Now he's right back in the game. It's Maxey. Robinson on the strip. Maxey is down. They throw it ahead over the head of Anunoby. Embiid was lurking there, forced maybe the wrong angle on the pass.
There have been a lot of awful hit-ahead passes in transition the last 2 days of playoff basketball.
Yeah, that should have been an easy layup for Maxey earlier.
And then
steal.
4 bad Jokic ones yesterday.
So they prevent the front by running Oubre through that screen first. Embiid back to Maxey. Big 3. They need it, and they get it to cut it to 3.
4:28 remaining YouTubers, and Jalen Brunson dribbling the ball across, Batum guarding him. Why didn't Robinson just set that screen? Hey.
How he does. Brunson getting downhill. Blows by Embiid. And that's where they've had so much success, setting the screen higher on the floor and letting him attack downhill with more speed. Embiid trying to post up again. Brunson lurking. Batum gets out of the way. Maxey is way out on the... And again, that is on Tyrese Maxey. You got to get closer than that to throw the pass.
Yeah, if only they had another good inbound passer on the floor.
All right, now they get it in again. Throw it early. That could have been a foul on Robinson. Embiid plows in, stripped. Robinson goes out to Maxey. Maxey on the drive. That's a beautiful pass to Oubre for the dunk. Philly's heart still beating here. And Anunoby gets it across. He's going to keep going. And he's fouled on the pass off, however. What's the foul situation?
That's Philly's 4th. So just working hard, out hustling to that spot means that you get that much closer to the bonus, and didn't really lose anything other than a slight bit of stamina for OG Anunoby, who appears to have near infinite. Well, he did get like a minute 20 off, so he should be fine for the game.
Yeah, I don't love this timeout by Thibodeau. No. It's his use it or lose it, but why let Embiid and Maxey get a rest? Your guys are playing a bunch of minutes too, but why not just your guys are in better shape. They've shown they're tougher. The fatigue factor to me favors New York.
And Philly only has 1 timeout left, so they're not. You're pushing. You're putting them even harder. Quick update: the other game is back. Cleveland up 55-51 as my box score has it right now. So we'll be going there when this one ends, but I'm going to stay here until that point, pretty much.
Indeed.
I mean, some grisly 3-point shooting by the Knicks in this one. 8 of 31. they're, I mean, Josh Hart 1 for 6, DiVincenzo 1 for 7, Brunson 2 for 7. No New York Knick that has taken. I guess so. Oh, so 2 of 5 for OG. I was gonna say no Knick was over 30%, but that's over 33. That's not true. What box score do I use for my stats? I actually use two different ones. One of which is public, one of which is not.
Yeah, we get it through the NBA. That's basically like wired into like their scoring system. So the moment the arena makes the score, then we see it. Sometimes we have to not use that though because it's too far ahead of this stream.
Yes.
Would you consider going hack a Mitch here? I would actually consider it. If he gets, I would just foul him if he's in this mix because you could slow everything down. You're not going to run anyway as Brunson shoots it away. And also, like, I think, like, Embiid is better against Hartenstein, but Brunson misses that, and now Philly can tie it here with a 3. Maxey barely got it across. They're going to screen for Embiid. Same play they've been running. He fights for position. He's way outside on the floor. They double team. He gets it. No, it was almost stolen. Instead, Batum. Brunson slow to rotate. Oh, Batum could have tied it there. Embiid, he's so tired he can barely catch the ball, but he hooks it in to bring it back to a 1-point game.
And a couple of different failures from the Knicks there. First of all, the coverage on the three-pointer, giving up an open look, and then the defensive rebounding to give them a second chance.
Brunson guarded by Oubre. They're in the box at 1 right now. Into the corner. When they screen, they'll probably switch it. OG tries the pass. Oh, that was foolish. Robinson has barely touched the ball. He was moving away from the angle of the pass. OG really struggling on these closeout attacks. He does better when they set him up with a planned play because he knows what's coming. He's not really a great reactor on the offensive end. Philly looking to take the lead. Embiid ripping through. They don't double. He's got the hook. No. Tip Batum. No. Wow. 2 golden chances there for Philly. Brunson gets Maxey on him. They go with the straight double team. Brunson not getting off the ball. Goes down. They're going to say he was tripped. Philly does not have a challenge.
I did not see. Yes, it is because that's the 5th foul on Philly.
Let's see. Maybe there's a little push in the back. Yep. I mean, yeah. Brunson is such a fucking actor. That was ridiculous. Like, he just felt a hand on his back and he tripped himself. That's just such a bullshit play. There's no push there. He just felt a hand on his back and fell down.
I'm getting close to retracting what I said at some point early in the series where I felt like Brunson gets to it more honestly than some of the other guys.
No, he's worse than just about anybody, honestly.
Because that was, I mean, I've criticized the NBA or at least acknowledged the growth in what they've been calling marginal contact, but that was absolutely marginal contact relative to what he did.
Yeah, but by falling down, he forces you to call it. So the misses by Embiid and Batum, they're going back to Joel again after the rest. He seems rejuvenated. They got a double team. McBride is up there. They don't want to double off Max. No! Robinson, his 3rd strip in the last quarter. And here is Anunoby on the dunk in transition. And that may be it.
And Anunoby beat Tyrese Maxey down the floor with the ball in his hands there.
Maxey trying to get the quick attack. Gets the foul. And that goes. That's a perfect attack there by Maxey. Love them setting that screen up high. Maxey has been deadly rejecting it. Robinson has had incredible hands. That's his 3rd poke away of a dribble in the 4th quarter.
I feel like part of why Jalen Brunson was celebrating there was that he didn't have to go back down the floor.
Maxey, another missed free throw. Philly just can't make a free throw. They've 2 misses by Maxey. Is very reliable normally. He's got 34, but he'll be thinking about those 2 he missed all summer potentially. 3-point Knick lead. Brunson guarded by Batum. He'll try him again. Wants to step back. Good contest. Doesn't matter.
Jalen Brunson, possibly the 2 definitive points in this game. Now it's going to be a lot on Philly to score quickly.
Yeah, they got to go a little faster. Brunson is on Maxey. He gets up the ball. Stolen! Anunoby, that's a transition. No, there's no transition take foul in the last 2 minutes of the half. So that's actually a good foul, and they'll put Anunoby at the line. Knicks have their arms out, but got to remember the rule. But another just tired turnover right there. Maxey picks up his dribble in a bad spot. Nobody has the energy to go give him a passing angle. And I mean, you just like, when have you seen the Knicks looking tired compared to Philly? Like, they're just the tougher, better conditioned team. But there's a missed free throw.
Yeah. They're battle tested because they're like Bane. They've been living in this space the whole time, and the Sixers are just there for a couple days.
Yeah, Lowry is not in the game right now. He's struggled to shoot it. These turnovers for Philly have been really, really rough. Up to a 2-possession game now. The max it can be 6 points. Maxey handing it back. Oubre going to try to attack. He has Embiid wide open in the corner. Goes down. No foul. He gets a layup somehow.
And the Knicks do get the inbound. They were a little bit slow in that. Oh, but they're not pressing or trapping here.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, they're if you're going to go for the 2, you got to have more of a plan than this. Brunson will back it out. He just is indefatigable. Now they go for the double team. A little early, I'd say, or a little late, I'd say. McBride gets wide open. What the fuck are they doing? Why would you put the trap on after 10 seconds, 15 seconds of not trapping?
It's always hard to know whether these kinds of miscues are on the coach or on the players, but Philly, whatever it was, completely unprepared for how to handle the last minute of action here. If you're down 6, you have to go for a 3. And for whatever reason you don't go for a 3, the ball bounces off somebody and counts as a 2. You have to pressure, trap, foul immediately. They did neither of those things, and now the game is over.
Yeah, and I don't understand. You played good defense this whole way down. Why are you going to trap with like 7 on the clock? And now they're going to take their last time out, but they don't even have a chance to get a 2-for-1 anymore. It's too late.
Yeah. Alec noting on YouTube that the Knicks have led in each fourth quarter of this series, which is true.
Or the Sixers. The Sixers.
Apologies.
Yeah.
My brain only works kind of right now. And I'm starting to transition my box scores to the mid cap, not the nightcap, because we're not doing the nightcap to Magic Cavs.
Batum will inbound it here. Do they go for a 3 into the backcourt? Maxey, stopped by Robinson. And that's going to be a 4-point play opportunity.
Ooh.
Wow. Not good there by Robinson. I mean, he really needs to just be earlier. Would you challenge here, Danny? I think I would. They got 2 timeouts for me.
Well, so he makes the shot. So it's a 1 point, but it's a very big 1 point. I would challenge this.
Well, I mean, he does kind of step in or jump forward. I think you probably are going to would get that challenge denied. So hold on to it here. So Maxey does finally make a free throw here. They double team Brunson in the backcourt. Brunson waves everyone away. Gets out of it, right-handed pass. McBride. Anunoby, foul him. Now it's Hart. And they do foul Hart. Maybe that's the guy they wanted. Hart missed 2 big free throws at the end, but Philly couldn't take advantage in Game 4. And recall, of course, it was Philly with a 5-point lead in the last 30 seconds of Game 2 that they blew. And Philly could have a chance here. No timeouts remaining if Hart only makes 1 out of 2, and that's not even close. He was leaning way forward. Now, also, the rebound is massive. Philly has no timeouts. They're going to have to push it up here. They'll have to decide that whether they're going for a 2 or a 3 based on whether he makes this shot. Nurse presumably has something called. Robinson's going to fight for the rebound. No, he backs off, and Hart does rim it in. 3-point game. They get it to Embiid. Maxey wants it. He's guarded by McBride. Embiid will set the screen at half court. Maxey, he fires for the logo. Tie game! Unbelievable! They're going to go. They're going to go here. Knicks not taking a timeout. Down to 5. It's Brunson against Batum. They double team. Brunson on the drive. Blocked. Batum blocked it. It's going in overtime. What a sequence again! This series is unreal!
Tyrese Maxey taking a logo three-pointer with 10 seconds left in regulation. Incredible.
Wow, look, they set the screen at half court. Robinson twice. In pick and roll defense, maybe they should have considered going smaller, switching these, but Tyrese Maxey with 7 points in the final 30 seconds of the game. 7 points in 2 possessions to send this game into overtime.
And Kyle Lowry, Josh Hart missing a key free throw late. Another parallel between games in this series. Incredible.
Yeah, and as much as we complained about their execution in the first half minute, they managed to get more in the second part because they got 2 threes, setting those screens up high, going for a 3 every time. They don't foul until it gets to Hart, who is their iffiest free throw shooter. What a ridiculous ending. Is that one more ridiculous than the one in game 2?
No, but it's close.
I think it is more ridiculous because this took a 4-point play. I mean, it wasn't because they were like, the sequence itself, like the bodies flying all around and stuff was crazy and the turnover and stuff. But this was 7 points in 2 possessions. I mean, that's impossible. And you know where that 4-point play happened, Danny? Pretty damn close to where Larry Johnson's 4-point play against the Pacers. I think it was game 3 back in 1999.
Quick update on Orlando, Cleveland. The Magic are actually up 59-57 in the early going. We will go there after this one ends, but we will go after this one ends.
Yeah, Orlando's first lead since the first quarter was just taken.
I believe it's Orlando. No, never mind. I was going to say it's their first lead in Cleveland in the series, but it is not.
Should have challenged the 4th one. I don't think it would have succeeded. And they actually now do retain their challenge for the overtime, which is important.
Yeah, this is going to be... And I mean, how these teams handle this emotionally, from a fatigue standpoint, we saw how dead tired they were. Now, Maxey has 5 personal fouls. Lowry has 5 personal fouls. No one on the Knicks is in any sort of danger.
Yeah, so for Philly, they've been running a lot through Embiid at that left block. They've been setting high screens for Maxey. And then, of course, Brunson with the Knicks. I mean, can you imagine having to pay 5 more minutes after going through this game? And Maxey summons a little bit more to go get that. They're sticking with McBride. I would consider maybe a brief cameo for DiVincenzo here just to get some fresh blood on the floor. McBride denies the blind pig action. Now they're going to run a little zoom. Maxey is on the move. McBride late challenge. Not close. Good job by McBride. He's got to follow him around. The Energizer Bunny. Maxey looking a little tired already here. Brunson will pull up, and he drains it. 3-point Knick lead against the drop coverage. They've had a lot of success there. They get Maxey switched on to Brunson first, then they set the screen. Embiid working for space against Robinson. Oubre on the cut across. Double team. Maxey on the drive. Pulls up, tried to draw the foul. Did not get it. He did not get the call.
But they don't have a challenge. I think this ball hit the Knicks last, but they don't have a challenge.
Knicks can push it to 2 possessions. Always a key in the overtime. Are they going to just switch this again? They don't this time. They're going to set this way up on the floor. It's Brunson driving again. Beat again. That open side, and Nick Nurse is going to call timeout. He's displeased, I guess, more with the refereeing than his own team. But they've gotten beaten the same way over and over again. Embiid, he gets up closer to the 3-point line that time, but by setting the screen high, you give Brunson the option of pulling up or blowing by him, and they don't have any help behind him.
Brunson stats on the game: 36 points, 14 of 26 from the field, 3 of 8 from 3, 6 assists. He only has 2 turnovers. The 2 point guards in this game have a combined 4. Maxey, I think both of his were in the fourth quarter. That's been ridiculous. I now regret pulling my shot chart from the Knicks game. I will pull it up in a second.
Yeah, I would consider getting Lowry in just for a brief cameo here. Like when you have guys who aren't really any better or worse than some of the other guys who are out there, I think you want to try and give him a shot. But McBride is necessary to guard Maxey, so I understand why they wouldn't go DiVincenzo necessarily.
I mean, any opportunity to have Tobias Harris off the floor seems like a worthwhile consideration for me.
17 points, 7 of 11 from the field for Tobias Harris.
Philly, 8 of 13 on mid-rangers. The Knicks, 10 of 14 on mid-rangers in this one. If only you could make the whole plane out of that.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not a defensive foul.
Not a defensive foul. Yeah,
in my opinion.
I think you're right. I think he does kind of deviate from his path. He doesn't hit his back. Maxey off the screen. The zoom action. He's got space to cut it to 2, and he's done it with another 3-pointer. He has abused Mitchell Robinson in that pick and roll coverage, but they don't want to. I mean, would you consider? I would consider they're not going to do it at this point. At going to like the Anunoby, Achua, and like being able to switch those pick and rolls. Here's a step back Brunson over Batum. That time they defended that play better. They talked about it surely in the timeout. Maxey gets Brunson on his back. Brunson is still on Maxey. Embiid should take this 3. He wants to hand back. Maxey has Robinson on him. They double team. Embiid is wide open. Got to take that 3. He's going to drive it instead. 2 guys step up. Oubre can't finish. Embiid going to go back up. He's fouled. And it almost dropped off the top of the backboard.
And I thought that was a little bit of weak defense by the Knicks. Not, Brunson went for kind of a tepid offensive rebound there. They never really got back on their assignments, and then they weren't on the defensive glass.
Are they going to challenge here? Yeah, looks like they are. I heard the whistle in the background, and I don't know if they get Anunoby for that foul.
Let me look. Yes, they called that on Anunoby.
So I don't think there's no imminent possession here. This will be a jump ball if it gets overturned. How many fouls is that on Anunoby?
3.
So, all right. No trouble there. The only player really in any kind of foul trouble right now, Maxey has 5. That's of import, and Lowry is on the bench.
I think he got him. I think he got him on the elbow.
Well, if he's going straight up, though, and he gets him on the elbow, it's no foul. He's
jumping. I think there's an A to B jump, personally.
All right, so call stands. Yeah, the A to B jump, I think, is the better argument as far because he's got his arms literally straight up in the air, and I'm a stickler for that. Because if you go straight up in the air, the guy brings his elbow to your arm that's straight up in the air. That's not a foul.
And we'll have to see if it matters. Lots of missed free throws in this game. And these guys are tired. Okay, is he back on the line now? Yeah, it looks like he is. There's not a ton of A to B there. I thought there was more.
Yeah, that was like capital A to lowercase a. Oh, and Embiid misses the first free throw. He's good at soccer, though.
Very good.
So he had a chance to tie it here at the line. Embiid, you see his line, a triple-double, but one more turnover will give him that quadruple-double, and 10 turnovers and 6 of 18. I mean, that's tough. He does make that free throw, 1-point game.
And it's Hartenstein in for Robinson now.
Yeah, I think they feel like he can do better in that pick-and-roll defense. Again, Brunson on the right side of the floor. They want to go after Harris first. They're going to a different play call now. Brunson wants to just ISO against Harris. Pulls up over him. Left it short. Never
thought that
really
was gonna.
tried it.
I thought that was gonna end up with Hartenstein on the dotted line. There was enough space to make it work.
Maxey off the screen. Oh, he tried to get a beat on the quick roll. That was clearly what they had called in the play. Here's Hart going downhill. Stopped by Embiid. Maxey has it. They have a man ahead. It's going to be Oubre. And he dunks it easily. Philly leads it. 2:21 left.
And I thought that probably was a foul on Embiid, but it's a foul that often does not get called in that circumstance.
Yeah, when you make the decision to go into a huge guy like that, you rarely get the benefit of the doubt. Embiid now in the drop coverage. A little yo-yo dribble by Brunson. Oubre is still there. They'll rescreen with 8 on the clock. Embiid is up to touch. Brunson tries to beat it. Embiid got his hands on it. Can they push it here? Maxey, does he have the energy? He's going to try to get by McBride, who cuts him off. Man, that guy's good. They'll try the screen now. Hartenstein is up. Maxey on the drive. Over Hartenstein. Stopped. Batum has it. Embiid will have to take it here. He's going to go through the arm of McBride and hit. Going to his left.
A couple times now that Joel Embiid has eschewed the three-pointer, but Tyrese Maxey on the ground. Ooh.
Yeah, not sure what he did there. He went up, he challenged Hartenstein. Possibly a foul there. I think he might have just hit his elbow when he
fallen
lands.
on his right elbow is my guess.
He's limping though, yeah, or maybe he fell on his back.
His hip? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Maxey is trying to walk it off. That does hopefully that's something where it'll loosen up a little bit for him. Embiid, second free throw is good. Huge three-point play by Embiid. They couldn't challenge that to get it on the floor because they had already used their challenge. Philly up 4, but that means nothing in the last 2 minutes of these games. Here's Brunson trying again. Blocked by Embiid. He tried to deviate into the path of Embiid.
He's limping.
And Embiid is indeed limping, but let's see if we can catch it here. Brunson. Yeah, he tried to feel the ball or feel the arm on him and go up with it. They didn't give him the call. And that's going to be a hold on Batum. This is a 9-0 run. And is that free throws?
I believe that's their first foul in the last 2 minutes and in the overtime. I could be wrong, though. I'm not super confident.
Nope. Here we go.
Yeah.
Brunson will inbound it. 14 to shoot. New York needs a score here. You'll surely be through Brunson again. He's done every single thing. Brunson on the attack again. Embiid that time hits him in the face. Brunson's going to milk the shit out of this, having gotten hit in the face, particularly given the reputation of Embiid. That one did look like a foul, though. Brunson gets fully in front of him. Actually, I mean, I don't think it would have been a foul, although the whistle has already been blown at this point. That actually should not have been a foul. Brunson really got away with one, slamming into Embiid, trying to knock him backwards. But then when you hit him in the face. Are they going to actually review this?
I think they will.
Yeah.
They are. 72-66 in favor of the Cavaliers. Almost the end of the third quarter. That's how long this game has been going on.
Yeah, please don't call this as a flagrant. Like, don't ruin this game like that. But because of the controversy, you know, we could be reaching kind of Draymond Green territory. There's going to be an elevated presumption. Maybe it's not supposed to work that way in game. And Brunson, that he didn't hit him that hard, I don't think. I think Brunson is definitely milking this. Great job by him going down, even though his act has grown a little tiresome for me. Yeah, reminder, no spoilers in the comments, please. I mean, this is really amazing that Brunson, he has created literally every play in like the last 10 minutes of the game. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I understand why it was called. I just hate seeing it decided on something like that,
Well,
particularly
it's
because
I mean
Brunson, yeah,
the
Brunson
Sixers are still going to
initiates
be
the
ahead. The
contact.
Sixers are still going to be ahead after this. It's
Well, they'll get the ball back, of course. They could tie it on this possession. So Brunson hasn't been to the foul line in some time. I mean, Brunson initiates the contact there. What Embiid is trying to do, once he hears the whistle, he's trying to slap down and make sure that Brunson can't get the and one, and he hit him in the head. So Brunson will have a second free throw. And you almost would rather be behind by 2 possessions in the last minute of the game in this series. Oh, another key missed free throw in and out. I think this if Philly, to me, it's going to be decided on Philly's offensive end. Maxey has Hart. Hart's offensive rebounding could be big. Brunson goes to get it. He's guarded by Batum. He's going to try and force him right. Hartenstein setting the screen. Rejects it. He's got a 3 to tie. And he made it.
oh, of course.
So shifty is Brunson. Embiid, they just miscommunicated there whether they're going to send him over the screen or not. Here's the back door. Beautiful ATO. Oubre can't handle it. Forces up and in somehow.
So now get your composure back. See if you can get a good shot here. I think you try to maybe do something a little more active off ball.
Yeah.
I'm saying you should just to try to get some confusion.
Brunson down 2. Late clock against Oubre. He'll drive it. Gets in front of him. Left it short. Gets the rebound. Hart? No, he stepped on the end line. And it'll be Philly ball right now. Philly should run the time down here. Up 2. He did not. Ooh, that was very close. I guess he barely stepped on the end line.
I don't think he did.
Brunson trying to pressure Batum. Batum, a reliable ball handler. They get in. No, it's loose. I think that's off Embiid's left hand. We're going to go the other way. The pressure by the Knicks. Oh, and not having a challenge. That could have been Hartenstein.
Those were both judgment calls, one each way. I think that's appropriate.
Brunson one-on-one against Batum. He goes for the 3, and he throws it away. Hartenstein, of course he wasn't ready. Why would he have been? But great defense there by Batum. Brunson thought he was going to quick shoot him. They get it in. It's Harris. They're going to go for the trap, and they do foul Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris, so maligned in Philly. He of the $40 million a year contract. And Brunson, who's been so clutch, got caught in the air. He went for the win with the 3, and Batum was ready, knocked him off that shot. Hartenstein was going for the offensive glass. That's the danger of having that whole side open. Now, 2 huge free throws from Harris, and he makes the first. Knicks do have a timeout here with 15.8 remaining. If he makes this, maybe they'll call it in advance. Harris, just 2 ice free throws to give Philly a 4-point lead. That will be Tom Thibodeau's last time out. Let's watch it here. Brunson thinks he's going to catch Batum, and Batum, yeah, he would have blocked that shot. Wow. Great defense by Batum with the rope-a-dope there. Yeah, he's all over that. Great defense.
I mean, you can't necessarily think in that moment, but it would have been better for Brunson to throw that pass softer. I think Hartenstein could have if he basically just drops the ball, Hartenstein probably beats Embiid to it.
Yeah, well, he had to throw it fast because if he doesn't throw it fast, he would have hit the ground before he released it.
Oh no, I just meant throw the velocity of the pass.
I understand, but if you to throw a pass soft, you have to sort of you can't release it as quickly. So he would have hit the ground before he landed if he tried to throw it soft.
As Typhoon brought up, and I never would, as a personal player, I would never think of this at the moment. He also, the shot getting blocked would have been better than what would have happened, what ended up happening.
So the Knicks, particularly out of timeouts here, need a 3. We'll see if they go that direction. Presumably, are they not going to have DiVincenzo in the game here?
I mean, they should. It's a must-3 situation.
Yeah, it may not be. They may go for the 2. And then Nick Nurse, let's see. I would recommend that Nick Nurse calls the timeout regardless here of what happens to advance the ball. So yeah, they're going to keep Embiid in. They're going with 5 smalls. Embiid is actually on DiVincenzo. He'll pick up Anunoby. They want to get it back to Brunson. Brunson wants to drive. Just let him go. And he misses. Hart flies in. Embiid dives on the ground. He's got it. He's trying to get away. Timeout. Great timeout here. They can advance the ball.
And so this is looking overwhelmingly like a Philly win and a game 6. Oh boy.
And that is the danger of going for the 2 in that situation, is that you got a pretty decent chance of not even getting the 2.
Exactly. And even if you do, it still creates a bunch of different problems for you. Quick score update on the other game. End of the third quarter, Cavaliers 75, Magic 70. Leading scorer overall, Paolo Banchero with 23 on 9 of 15. For the Cavs, Darius Garland having a nice game, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists.
Yeah, I guess we'll be recording late because I'm going to have to watch the entirety of that game before we record separately. Yeah, they really had to go for the 3 there. Obviously, that's no sure thing. That's part of why it's so hard to come back. But yeah, Philly just incredible. They've been scoring like crazy. I mean, the play of the game, Danny, that or it wasn't even an ATO, it was just post free throws after the flagrant. They had that all set up during the review. They got basically a free timeout, and they didn't want to help on that back screen, and Oubre, he fumbled it, but he somehow made a miraculous shot to give them the lead, and they have not trailed since. All right, now they got to get it in here. You got to screen hard and then open up to the ball aggressively. Maxey into the backcourt. He'll run some time. McBride didn't get him, and now Hart does. Good job by Hart following up. I thought McBride actually did make contact there to foul him, but, I mean, that's going to do it. Knicks are out of timeouts. Even if he misses both of these, it's over.
Yeah, unless Mitchell Robinson's going to step out, he's not and foul a 3-point shooter, but don't think that's going to happen because he's on the Knicks.
Yeah, what a performance by Maxey. This was just absolutely legendary stuff from him. I mean, those 2 3-pointers. I mean, is anyone? It's like the only other thing I could think to compare it to is that Tracy McGrady against the Spurs. That was a little bit longer of a time period, but on this stage, he's going to hit both free throws. Now just Philly can get out of their way. McBride will bring it up. He'll take it from way out. Misses, and Philly wins it by 6. There's going to be a lot of talk about what happened in this game. We will provide some of it to be sure. We'll have to rewatch the end of it as well. But here we are. We have no idea what's been going on in this game, but Markelle Fultz just shoulders Donovan Mitchell out of the way and gets wide open. That's not very good defense. Oh, yeah, the 8 points in 9 seconds. That's clearly the better analog from the comments. Mitchell. Now, weak side, they go at Ingles, who's in the game, and Garland with 23 points. This is an all-bench unit except for Suggs. Ingles wants to get to that left hand out of pick and roll. Backdoor Suggs, that's got to be a foul, and it is.
Oh, and he's grabbing was that his ankle?
Maybe, yeah. He's dealt with a lot of lower body injuries in his career. Maybe he banged knees there. So Harris is out, he said?
I saw that in the comments. Notable things from the shot chart so far. The Orlando Magic are 9 of 10 on mid-rangers. Oh, hamstring injury for Harris. That sucks.
Yeah, so he'll be out probably for at least a week or two. And he's struggled so much with those. Meanwhile, Indiana Milwaukee is also like more than halfway through the first quarter.
And the Pacers are beating the Herd 24-16.
Yeah, Cleveland. This is our first Game 5 in a 2-2 series. And with Jared Allen, we found out due to a rib contusion, he is unable to go. We saw Andrew Wiggins suffer from that last year, and he wasn't able to be effective in that Game 6 against the Lakers. Good pressure by Suggs against Mitchell. He'll try to reject the screen into the lane, tripped, and he'll go to the foul line.
Donovan Mitchell so far in this contest, 7 of 17 from the field, but it's 7 of 12 from 2, 0 for 5 from 3 for him. It has been without Jared Allen, and this is part of the story, that the Cavs, their offensive rebounding's been okay. Earlier in the game it was worse. I think they've gotten a couple during the second half, and it has been an extremely low free throw game for the Cavaliers until these Donovan Mitchell free throws. I think these are going to be 8 and 9 for them in the entire game.
Yeah, this is a very interesting stretch right now. As Mitchell, remember, he had 0 points in the first half or second half, of Game 4, and now he's had only 1 point, looking for his second in the second half of this game, and he's got it. Suggs trying to bring it up with no Franz and no Paolo right now. So very interesting lineup. And they're going Fultz. He'll find Isaac in the corner. Isaac was great for 3-point range in Orlando, and he sticks that one, bringing the Magic within 2. Again, good pressure with the Garland is actually in the game right now. I would try to go to him. Fultz, to me, has not had a good defensive series. Marcus Morris getting to his spot. Exactly what they signed him for. Marcus Morris and Tristan Thompson. Fultz with the inside-out dribble. Ingles will load up his three-pointer. And Fultz to Ingles. Jamal Mosley's gambit of going with this nearly all-bench group has paid off. Cavs have both of their star guards in, and it's the Magic who've surged in front.
What a night for the septuagenarians. And Joe Ingles even wears 7.
Quick break here.
Those 3-pointers for the Orlando Magic sorely needed. They're 7 of 26 from 3, even after both of those. So that means they were 5 of 24 before it. 0 for 5 for Suggs. 0 for 2 for Harris before he got hurt. 0 for 2 for Wendell Carter. So, yeah, they've had some challenges on that end. This has been a rock fight of a series. It continues to be offensive rating of 100 for the Cleveland Cavaliers and 108 for Orlando. The Cavs have an 81 first shot half-court offensive rating. Let's see. Any questions? Yeah, rocking with us for almost a decade. Yeah, it is remarkable that we're getting pretty close to that. We started the pod in April of 2015, so we're about a year away from that. I mean, yeah, I realized at Media Day this year with the Warriors that this is my 15th year covering the NBA with a credential, so it's been a while. I think the Sixers can win the series if Embiid is going to be this bad. He's looked better physically, and I mean, he was dead tired at the end of the fourth. I think that's going to lead to a change from Nick Nurse's strategy, but I absolutely believe they can win the series. I'm not picking it to happen, as Nate and I talked about. Even if you had the Sixers as a 60% favorite to win all 3 games, now it's only 2, it's still a very hard thing to do. Who would you close with no Harris? The options are really bad. I'm presuming that is Gary Harris rather than Tobias Harris. The options are pretty bad. It's going to be a little context dependent, but Cole Anthony hasn't been great in this series, but I do think that it's probably just to get some organization. Probably him. And they have enough, the Magic have enough defensive players that I think they can make that work. but there are not fantastic options. Should Philly stop playing Lowry much? I don't think they have the luxury of doing so. I mean, they really need their guys to be out there. And overall, I think Lowry has been fine in the series. If they consider going a little bit more back to some of the strategies that the Sixers deployed earlier, then he can be a little bit more viable. But it's going to be, I mean, as tight a rotation as you can get comfortable with for Game 6 and Game 7 should be necessary.
I'm back. So let's catch up on some of the stats if you haven't done it already. Banchero, he's had a rough start, actually, which I did see. I watched the first quarter, and he had a couple of turnovers, was missing some shots. He hit a couple of threes to kind of get on track, and now he's got 23 points on 9 of 15. They haven't been able to guard him as much with Mobley because Mobley's been playing more center, so it's been a Coro, and apparently that hasn't gone as well. Isaac is picking up LeVert, so LeVert's going to have to make some threes in that matchup, you would think. Mobley waves LeVert to the side. Now they want to set a wide pin down for Garland. He goes back door. He was open, but good pressure prevented the pass by Wagner. Here's Mitchell getting to his spot. Goes over the head of Wagner. Kick out Morris. He'll fire over Ingles. That's right. Marcus Morris just made a shot over Joe Ingles in Game 5 of the fourth quarter of a playoff game.
In 2015?
No, Ingles actually, I think that he was on the Jazz. That was his first year. Here's Fultz. They've liked him in this matchup going one-on-one. They swing it. Oh, that's too slow. He's got to get it out to Suggs there. Instead, he's going to go through the arm of Morris. Excuse me. It was not too slow. Mo Wagner has a lot of confidence in his ability to attack with one or two dribbles in those short areas.
And Wagner celebrating, but not in the direction or vicinity of Marcus Morris, so we avoid the cataclysmic conflict that will happen at some point during this game.
Yeah, we'll see. Are they going to just go a Coro at power forward now? They are sticking with Morris. I don't love that. Just his lack of athleticism and the fact that he's willing to shoot at any time is not great. LeVert turns the corner, finding Mobley, excuse me, and he's run into. Maybe that should be a non-shooting foul, I would say, actually.
The contact happened before Mobley really went up for the shot. It is so weird to me that the NBA calls that on a pump fake a shooting foul, but when a guy catches the ball and gets fouled on an alley-oop, that is not a shooting foul.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty close. I think he had started his motion right as the contact is beginning, as seeing it on the replay, but did not come close with that free throw.
And both these teams efficient in transition this game, around a 150 offensive rating, which are starkly different from their 90-ish offensive ratings in the half court. So any chance you can run.
2 missed free throws. Suggs wants to push it. They've still got Banchero and Franz on the bench. I wouldn't roll with that for too long here. Fultz is going to just try and attack in the post again. He's been crossing over. LeVert got him that time on that crossover, and now LeVert will push it. Fultz is behind him. Kick out Strus. He fires from well behind the line. Nice box out by Carter Jr. on Mobley. And now Paolo is headed to the table. After that failure by Fultz, they want to bring someone else in. Here's Suggs over Mobley. Mobley got a good contest. Great rebound by Mitchell, skying off at 2 feet. They need more of that from him. Carter Jr. has to pick him up in transition. Mitchell pulls it, and he's giving Cleveland back the lead by 2. Great rebound and push there, and then you get the mismatch and the easier score.
And a great
Suggs will call timeout.
And a great read on the back pedal there by Donovan Mitchell. Wendell Carter, like most bigs, the instinct when you're on a small is to prevent the drive. Wendell Carter took I could see his toe and then his heel going back. I think Mitchell saw that and it's just like, I can pull this. He's not going to be able to contest the shot.
See what else we can talk about here.
I mean, one of the other factors that I've been watching throughout this series is the turnover battle. Generally speaking, when Orlando has been able to stay out of their own way, they've been viable. And they've done that better in this game than the other Cleveland games, but they're still at about 15% of their possessions ending in turnovers. But the Cavs only have 9, and only 4 of those are live ball. So that's a real challenge for the Magic to overcome, because they don't generate much transition outside of forcing turnovers. They just don't really have the guys to push. That's why they played 87% of their possessions in the half court.
So here's your craziest stat of this game, Danny. Orlando is 9 of 11 from mid-range.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, how many of those are Paolo? Probably a bunch, I bet.
They are
5 of 6.
Yeah.
Is Paolo from mid-range. So that's where, when he's had his big scoring games, it's been through some crazy mid-range shooting. Should we expect more from Fultz defensively? Yeah, particularly because I think he's provided it in the past. I've just been surprised at how he hasn't really been too effective in this series. What did you? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, what did you say for the closing lineup? Who did you have as your fifth?
I had it reluctantly as Cole Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, he just hasn't done much in this series.
But you need someone.
Yeah, could you go the way Isaac is shooting it? Could you go super jumbo and play him at the 4?
You could.
I mean, Franz has been shooting it okay too, so I might consider that.
Robbie says, any chance Chris Finch is on the bench next series? Nate would know this better because he's actually suffered this injury, but I believe it has to be completely immobilized. I brought up the idea. I just recorded a pod with Rob Mahoney about having him in the skybox rather than in the locker room, because maybe that angle would be useful for him. But it's hard for me to just to think about an NBA arena. If somebody has to have an immobilized leg, I don't know how you fit them on the sideline.
Yeah, I mean, I think if he's supposed to have the surgery already, because you basically have to have it right away because your leg's just not attached, and you don't want that like tendon to like atrophy from not being attached. You want to just grab it while it's still intact and sew it back together, or kind of re-staple it to the bone. I'm not sure where the tear actually took place, but then he's probably gonna still be on like a few painkillers. But so basically, like the knee is immobilized, but eventually, even after a few days, I was able to like have this brace where you just locked it out, and then like the brace is locked, so you just like always have your knee stiff, and you can actually put weight on it. Usually, that's just towards like what you can tolerate. But I think the concern is if someone else is going to run into him, like what happens. But like I don't really understand why. Like I don't know. I feel like I could have coached after like a week after I had my surgery. So Franz is back in. Paolo is back in. They're going with Fultz too. He's going to hang out on the baseline, pick and roll. Franz and Paolo. Paolo just lost it. Tries to tip it into the corner. Suggs. Oh, got it to Fultz. What a pass. Underneath. Fultz gets it back. Late clock now. They got to get this off. Franz for the logo. Short. Suggs went for the rebound. He couldn't get it. Now it's transition for the Cavs. It's Mitchell in the layup. No! Should have made that one. Banchero getting space on Okoro and goes through his arm. Foul. And Banchero can tie it at the line here.
And Banchero has been efficient offensively in this game after the slow start, but it has not really been from the free throw line. These are going to be his 4th and 5th free throws, I believe, of the game. Sorry, 5th and 6th.
Yeah, so player usage. Mobley is on 31 minutes. Tristan Thompson's come off the bench for 9 to back him up. You imagine Mobley will go the whole rest of the way. Marcus Morris has gotten 18 minutes. No George Niang at all. I think they just felt like he couldn't guard Banchero. And, Coro, he's maybe a little small on Banchero, as you saw that time. Paolo hits both. Tied at 85. LeVert getting a lot of on-ball reps here. Cavs are resting Garland. LeVert looking for Mitchell off the screen. Denied by Fultz. LeVert will have to do it instead. Mobley, oh, that's the right pass there. That was a beautiful pass, but Okoro's three just went in and out.
Do you think that
Okoro,
was an
yeah.
overhelp by Banchero? I think it
No,
was.
I think that's their scheme. Okoro is 2 of 6 from 3. Banchero gonna ISO here. Footwork, gets to his spot. Another foul. This is a non-shooting affair. How many fouls is that now on the Cavs?
That is their fourth team foul, fourth individual on Isaac Okoro.
Yeah, Okoro has just been getting a little too handsy. That one. Ooh, I don't know, man. That one is a little.
And
Maybe you don't have the best angle on that.
And
but.
Nate, that is now they are pulling Okoro for Marcus Morris to guard Banchero, or maybe they'll have they'll. I think that's
No, it
gonna be
is
what
Marcus Morris to guard him. Banchero getting space on Morris. Drains the jumper over him. Banchero now 6 of 7 from mid-range. Tries to reject the screen. Oh no, Suggs was all over that. Now Mitchell turning the corner, and they give the same call to Mitchell that they gave to Paolo on the other end. Yeah, Banchero, he's got the quickness advantage. He knows he can rise up over Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris, not exactly a great shot blocker. And I can't say I love JB Bickerstaff going to Marcus Morris, who is discarded by 2 teams that could have used him. Garland is back in. He's guarded by Isaac. They try to set up the Spain pick and roll. Carter switching on to Garland. Garland creating the space. Tough fading 3. In and out. They've had the unkind iron on these last 2 threes. Suggs has Banchero. They should go right back to him against Morris. That's what they're going to do, I think. Banchero wants to set the screen. Nope, they're going to try to get Franz going against Mitchell here. Franz rejects it. Into the lane. Goes to the floater. And that was, I don't know why they didn't
the process
go back.
on that possession.
Nah, I didn't like it. Oh, Franz just got the steal. He's going to come downhill against Strus. Goes behind the back. And he's fouled. And Franz, he's inviting the boos from the Cleveland crowd. He probably takes it personally, their opinion of his brother. What a steal this is by Franz. And, yeah, that is a foul on Max Strus, absolutely, moving his body into Wagner.
And that is the 5th foul on the Cavs, so Orlando will be in the bonus for the remainder of this regulation. And the Cavs have committed 3. The Magic.
Is this a challenge? 3. It is.
I mean, it looked like a foul to me live.
And so Cleveland, they're low on timeouts at this point, right? They only have 1 left. Although maybe this would have been their automatic. No, they already called a timeout in this quarter, right?
I believe they did. And I mean, Strus is moving. He's moving the whole time. He's not in the path at all.
This is an obvious foul. Yeah, he's got his arms up, but look, he's going to follow in there, try to use that barrel chest.
I mean, he's not in Wagner's path because Wagner's path is perpendicular to the basket.
Yeah. Yeah, and I wouldn't say it is marginal because he does clearly affect his ability to finish there, knocking him sideways. So I think this will be upheld. Let's see. Tony Brothers' explanations are terrible. Yeah, I don't know whoever this commentator is. Doesn't understand the rule. Just because you're holding your arms back, like he's moving into his path, like he knocks him sideways. Is he saying boo, boo? Or is he saying boo earns?
I don't know what boo earns is in German.
Whatever it is, it's probably an additional 8 syllables.
Yeah.
And after all that, Franz missing the first free throw. They had a chance to push it to 2 possessions. Garland has had a nice game. They put Isaac on him, but the Magic are switching basically everything with this group. Yeah, and this is the group we talked about, Danny, that they would possibly go to close Mitchell. That's a long two, and he's fouled. They'll take a look at this. I'm pretty sure he had his right foot in front of the line. Yeah, this
And
will be a 2-shot foul.
I want to see where the contact occurred here.
Oh, this is amazing. He says
Oh, yeah,
it's
got him on the arm.
Two-way game says it's actually the same in the German Simpsons episode.
Incredible. Yeah, it's two.
Boo Orns. Sorry. Much more important than the foul. That's it.
I mean,
Please, go ahead and interrupt me and get me back to the game.
it's free throws. But guy getting hit in the groin with football is guy getting hit in the groin with football. Donovan Mitchell, 8 of 20 from the field in this one. Relatively efficient from 2, but 1 of 6 from 3. And the quality of shots here during this last stretch could be pretty brutal. I mean, look at how big this Magic lineup is.
Well, and Cleveland is not really a team that's going to do a lot of stuff to like cause a miscommunication on a switch or anything like that. Paolo was open on the roll. They didn't give it to him. Now he's got Strus. He waves everyone away. He wants Carter out of there. Gets to his spot, fading away, and he's now 7 of 8 from mid-range. If he becomes this level of shooter, he's been in it twice in this series. All right, drop coverage this time, and Mobley smoked it. He got pushed to the back just a little bit, but it was apparently marginal. Franz against Strus. Mobley all the way up to touch. He finds Carter on the roll. Weak side, Paolo going to go against Morris. Help is coming at the elbows. He waves everyone through again. Wants to get to his spot. Tough fadeaway. Didn't have his legs that time. Good defense by Morris. I thought Paolo could have turned the corner there into the lane. Here's Strus on the turn. Big three. Marcus Morris. And he drains it to tie it at 90. Ooh, Suggs almost didn't get across. Now he's going to go through Garland. There's the reach by Morris. Banchero blows by Morris. Kicks it out. No, he had Franz in the corner, and Strus fooled him. Now it's Mitchell getting downhill. Mitchell with the layup. Cleveland leads it by 2.
And a great job by Mitchell there, anticipating where Wendell Carter was going to try the block shot, used the rim for an extra like half inch of clearance and got the layup.
I didn't love the Magic like just waiting Mitchell on that layup. They could have had a transition. Here's Paolo right back. His three-pointer off that pick and pop. Franz and Paolo, the future of the Magic in pick and roll right now.
The score bug is wrong. Okay, they just fixed it.
Yeah. Garland's going to set the screen. They want to get Mitchell going downhill at Franz. Mitchell trying to get space, and he's going to draw a foul on the floor, says Tony Brothers, with 7 on the shot clock. They'll reset to 14.
Yeah, and that, I believe, is the final. I think that's the final foul that the Magic have. If not, then that's an unnecessary clarification because it would be 2 free throws.
So Marcus Morris has 12
Oh, so it is.
points,
That is the 5th, so it's free throws.
and it will be free throws for Mitchell. He can give Cleveland the lead back if he makes this next one. Why not just switch the Franz Paolo pick and roll? Maybe I would consider it. I think they don't like Marcus Morris against Franz.
I think they should. I think they should be setting these screens with Garland's man and seeing if you can get something there.
Yeah, they've tried a little bit of that. And who do they have Garland on Isaac? Let's see who they've got here.
I think they have Garland on Suggs.
Yeah, I guess they don't want. Yeah, so now Mobley is on Paolo. Franz looking to kick back. Banchero gets Mobley. Not an advantage matchup necessarily. He gets to his spot, gets him in the air, and he'll get free throws to give Orlando back the lead. With Paolo shooting it like this, Mobley was over aggressive, and he got him in the air. Yeah, so you can't switch the Paolo Franz pick and roll when Strus is the guy guarding Franz. I think they don't want to get that onto Banchero. They feel like he's just not strong enough.
And so your idea is that if you set the screen with Garland's man, that they would just like double? Then you have Suggs.
Well, I think they should set it with Garland. Although that might be, I assume Garland is hiding out
he's primarily on Suggs.
Isaac. Yeah.
He's been on Suggs and Isaac, but he's last possession he was on Suggs.
Paolo continues to hit every shot he throws up there, it seems like. Magic back in front under 4 minutes. 3:42 left. Mitchell off at 2 screens. They play the drop coverage. Here's Strus open. Franz came off of him, and that's a beautiful pass by Donovan Mitchell, just taking what was available from the defense. They loaded to him a little bit, and that was enough. Cleveland now up by 2. Back to Wagner. They'll run pick and roll here. Mobley switches onto it. Now he gets back to Banchero. Banchero with 8. Banchero trying to stutter step. Mobley is still there. Banchero doesn't get any space. Franz with the flaming bag out top. Suggs, he's been great on the glass. It's loose, and it'll be magic ball off of Mitchell.
And so that'll be a fresh 14 for Orlando. And Franz Wagner's limitations is Garland hurt?
Yeah, he sprained his ankle here in this. I don't know when it happened. Yeah, it's off the leg of Mitchell. Didn't catch exactly what happened to Garland, but he was definitely saying, "Oh, fuck," as he tied up his sneaker. Garland, this is the second straight postseason he's gotten an ankle issue. But they might actually want to give Garland the ball. So this is just the Uioli from Jamal Mosley. Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah, not enough movement from Orlando on offense right now. I agree. It's just like run some bullshit on one side and then throw it back for the Franz Paolo pick and roll.
And did you see the Ian Begley thing that Nick Nurse injured his finger and couldn't drop plays in the second half? This playoffs is just so ludicrous.
Oh, that's hilarious. But that inspired his team to victory. Other game, Bucks 35, Indiana 33.
Yeah, it has been a 12-2 run for the Bucks in this beginning of the second quarter to take that advantage. Middleton has 14 on 4 of 9 from the field, 4 of 5 from the line. Halliburton, 6 points, 2 assists. Miles Turner, 7 points.
Yeah, let's see what Jamal Mosley has here. I think he wanted to get them into something that was a little more structured because it's just been the Paolo isolation show. That was great pick and roll defense by Mobley. He picked up Franz and then also rotated to Paolo. Now they have the screen set for Paolo. He's going to smash into Mobley, gets to his spot, tries to get him in the air, shoots it over him. Great contest. Offensive rebound. Carter, and he's fouled underneath. And this is great strategy here by the Magic. If they're going to, and the sacrifices abound for Cleveland, if they're going to put Mobley on Paolo away from the rim, you got a bunch of guys who are great rebounders. Suggs, Isaac is flying in, Carter, and they are playing volleyball on the glass right now.
So these are big free throws for Wendell Carter. See if he can make them. And the first one looked real good.
Yeah, it did. Cleveland is up right now. Who do you feel like is playing better? Who's been getting better looks lately to you?
Overall, Cleveland. I mean, Paolo's been hitting them, but Cleveland has been getting better looks.
Is Wendell Carter better than Vooch at this point? He's better than him basically since the moment the trade was made. Oh, there's another offensive rebound, but it's taken away by Isaac. So 1 of 2, Cleveland retains the lead. Ooh, Strus almost traveled. They try to get some transition. Garland across the lane. Looks to be moving okay on that ankle. Suggs getting into Mitchell. They've got Paolo guarding Garland. Now Paolo switching on to Mitchell. 7 to shoot. Got to force him to drive here. They don't. He gets the step back. Good box out by the Magic. Magic not looking to run here. It's going to be Franz again. They got the matchup from the other end now. Get it back to him.
Passed off. Just stay with it.
Franz trying to get it to Paolo. A little bit late now. They surely have to double team here. Strus is coming over. Paolo, footwork, goes up over Mitchell. That's an incredible shot. That is really difficult. He's got a strong guy leaning on him. No footwork, no angle, and just jumps with his body facing sideways to give Orlando the lead. Now Mitchell, downhill against Carter. Picked back up by Suggs. They swing it weak side. Morris, he'll shoot it. They get it back to Strus. Strus picked up by Paolo. Strus driving baseline. Leaves it for Mobley. Mobley goes up for the huge left-handed hammer. Cleveland up by 1.
And it took a long time to get there on that possession, but the best look that anyone's had in a few minutes.
Yeah, great job moving it weak side, trusting his teammates there by Mitchell. They're going with the hedge. Here's Paolo. Tough three, way short. Not a good shot at all. And you don't need a 3 there either.
Clock. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree they're blowing it by not involving Garland in these actions. Now, Mitchell. Oh, and a cheap foul. They didn't need to call that. What a cheap foul. I mean, Mitchell kind of goes down. That's just such an overcall right there. I mean, I think they felt like he went down. You have to call it, but he maintained his dribble. He was fine. Yeah, in the bonus. This is massive. And Paolo, I know he's been hitting a ton of jumpers, but as Mitchell misses another free throw, I know Paolo's been hitting a ton of jumpers, but he's got to work for something better than that. Like, take that as a bailout, potentially. I mean, Orlando has a couple of timeouts here. Maybe they would consider some offense-defense.
They do have personnel that could theoretically do it, but I don't think it's coming.
Mitchell to give Cleveland a 2-point lead. 1:16 remaining, and that free throw is net. They're going to go back, I think, to the Paolo-Franz pick and roll here. Yeah, they've got Mitchell on Isaac. They're going to try to involve Mitchell in this. Mobley getting through the screen, rejected by Paolo. Goes in on Mobley. No, he missed it with the left hand. 1:02 left. Cavs now can run a little clock up 2. Do they get it back to Mitchell, or is Garland going to try it here against Franz? Garland sprained his ankle a couple of minutes ago. They're spreading it out. They're going to have Mitchell set the screen. Now Suggs onto Garland. What a dumb screen. But then he goes past Suggs, leaves it for Mobley, and he lays it in. Wow. Terrible process, but Garland blows by the all-defense candidate Suggs. Timeout, Jamal Mosley down by 4.
A seemingly insurmountable lead in this game. 4 points with 40 seconds to go.
Yeah, good timeout here to set up the 2-for-1. Yeah, here's that first dunk by Mobley. I thought he was going to get knocked off his shot there. Instead, he went up incredibly strong, and then he finishes that one as well. I mean, Garland, did you see that second little hesitation that he put on to blow by? Watch this. Yeah, that second little hesitation, Suggs thought he was going to pull back, and he just went right past him. Garland can be one of the craftiest there is. And then they both jump at Garland, leaving Mobley wide open under the basket. So
and
now
this is a point where, so I was going to say to do an offense-defense, but the problem with that is then the Cavs should go no timeout and take advantage.
Yeah, so they got to get the 2-for-1 here with 40.6 left. They do have a timeout remaining, so there's not quite as much urgency, but you want to get this up by at least 30 seconds. And doesn't need to be a 3 here necessarily, but it'd be nice.
Not down 4, but it's the preference, but it's not the only thing.
Yeah, but a quick hitter here, getting someone on the move, going to the basket. And is that Mitchell on the bench? No.
It is.
Okay, so yeah, they're going to go so they'll surely take a timeout here now. Franz getting downhill against Mobley. Lays it in. Nice finish there by Franz with 33 and the inevitable timeout from JB. That's their last, though.
It's a good thing no teams ever have trouble inbounding the ball in clutch situations.
Yeah, he tried to go all defense here. I don't know that that was worth it to me. I mean, they went Okoro, they had Tristan Thompson in as well. They wanted, and this is just a beautiful spin move. Mobley does not want to foul there, and a quick hitting play by Jamal Mosley.
Can the Cavs go 2 for 1 off the timeout?
No,
It doesn't matter.
not when you're up. Absolutely not. No, you
Because
want to run the time down and fix it so if they miss, the game is over on the other end.
Exactly. And so you're gonna slow it down. And
yeah. Now I wouldn't say you have to run it down to like, you know,
0.
The very end of the shot clock, but you need to shoot in the last 10 seconds surely.
Yeah, and you can do some actions, do some more complicated stuff to get a good shot, but an early shot has to be like a dunk.
Yeah. Now, effectively it may end up being a little bit of a 2-for-1 but you don't want to give them 2 more shots at it coming back potentially. I think you want to put a little bit of time pressure on them. There's about a 9-second differential here. Yeah, and if you're Mosley, you can go defensive replacements if you want to. I think he's basically got his 5 on the floor, though, there for defense, especially with Harris out of the game. Yeah, you imagine it'll be in Mitchell's hands here. There is enough time for Orlando to push it up if they can get the rebound. 9 seconds is probably enough to push it up and still call the timeout if you don't have anything. So Isaac is on Garland, and they've got Suggs on Mitchell. They get him open into the backcourt, and now Franz picks him up, interestingly. I don't know why they did that, just a switch for no reason. If I'm Mitchell, I just like this matchup. Are they going to double? Mitchell gets into his move, pulls up, in and out. They can push it here. They got 15 seconds left. They get it to Franz. Franz guarded by Strus. Paolo's going to set the screen, change the angle. Franz going left, getting past Mobley. Stop from behind. It was Mobley. Mobley's defense, and the Magic have to foul with 3.2 left. What a play by Mobley.
I understand why Franz Wagner went for the drive there. Paolo Banchero was wide open for 3, what would have been a potential game-winning shot.
Yeah, I thought he seemed like he had the angle. Look at this. He's a great finisher. And Mobley just takes it with the left hand. What a block that was. Reminiscent of the one that Hartenstein had last week. Left hand. Knocks it off, but there's still time here. Orlando has a timeout. He's got to make both these free throws. He makes the first one. Mitchell, that familiar eyes closed free throw routine. A timeout coming here regardless, but he's got to make this one. And it's good. 4-point Cavalier lead, and they surely now will take a 3-2 lead here back to Orlando for a pivotal Game 6.
Which will occur on Friday, I believe. Yes, that game is listed as on Friday rather than on Thursday.
And Evan Mobley, he's gotten beat a couple of times, but he's largely held up exceedingly well. And I do think that the Magic strategy of never, ever letting anyone other than Franz or Paolo touch the ball or be involved in any action, I think that backfired. Just the lack of variety, the lack of involving some of their worst defenders, right? Like, you go no timeout here. How are you not involving Donovan Mitchell or Darius Garland, right? Like, you're letting them get away with that, having those guys on the floor and not paying a penalty. And yeah, you're maybe worried that you're going to trap it, but like, you don't trust Carter Jr. or Isaac to make a play, and maybe not Isaac, but
should Cleveland foul on the inbound? No. When you're up 4 with 3 seconds to go, just don't touch anyone.
Yeah, and the other team is out of timeouts too. So yeah, Orlando, what they should do actually is just like try to throw an alley-oop right at the basket here and score. And like, I think Ingles is in, so I think that might be the idea. But shooting a 3, there's no time. Nah, they're done. especially with that pump fake. Oh, he made it. 0.3 left. They get it in, and that's going to do it. Yeah, for the Magic also not to be ready to deny the inbound was not great there.
Yeah, because a 5-second call would have been basically the only other way to do it.
Was that three? Did that win bets for people for Orlando?
Probably. I'll see if I can pull the pregame line. Cavs were, according to the quick thing I looked at on my phone, they were 4. I'm sure there was some line variance though.
All right. Well, that'll do it for our coverage here, and we'll be back pretty late at night, I'm guessing, because we got a lot of action to keep catching up on here. But we'll talk to you on Dunked On Prime tonight. Thanks for joining us.